Stoichiometry is the branch of chemistry that deals with the quantitative relationships between reactants and products in chemical reactions. It involves determining the relative amounts of substances involved in a chemical reaction based on the balanced chemical equation. Here's how to calculate reactant and product quantities using stoichiometry. Write the balanced chemical equation. Start by writing the balanced chemical equation for the reaction of interest. Make sure that the equation is balanced, meaning that the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides of the equation. Convert given quantities to moles. Convert the given quantities of reactants or products to moles using their molar masses. The molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of a substance and is expressed in grams per mole, gram per mole. Divide the given mass of the substance by its molar mass to calculate the number of moles. Determine the stoichiometric ratios. Examine the coefficients in the balanced chemical equation to determine the stoichiometric ratios between reactants and products. These coefficients represent the relative number of moles of each substance involved in the reaction. Apply the stoichiometric ratios. Use the stoichiometric ratios from the balanced chemical equation to calculate the quantities of other substances involved in the reaction. Multiply the number of moles of a given substance by the appropriate stoichiometric coefficient to determine the number of moles of another substance. Convert moles to desired units. Convert the calculated number of moles of reactants or products to the desired units, such as mass, in grams, volume, in liters, or number of particles, atoms, molecules, or formula units. Use appropriate conversion factors based on the molar masses and molar volumes of substances. Perform additional calculations. Perform any additional calculations as needed to determine the quantities of reactants consumed or products formed under specific conditions. Consider factors such as limiting reactants, excess reactants, and reaction yields. Check units and significant figures. Check that the units of the calculated quantities are consistent with the desired units and that the number of significant figures is appropriate for the given data. Round the final answer to the appropriate number of significant figures. Verify the results. Verify the calculated quantities by comparing them with experimental data or theoretical expectations. Ensure that the calculations are logical and consistent with the principles of stoichiometry and chemical equilibrium. By following these steps, you can calculate reactant and product quantities using stoichiometry and determine the relative amounts of substances involved in a chemical reaction. Stoichiometry is a fundamental concept in chemistry that provides valuable insights into the stoichiometric relationships and stoichiometric calculations involved in chemical reactions.